Welcome back to a new video. In this video we are going to create and solve some Pandas interview questions. Let's start coding. So I'm going to start by importing the Pandas. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a copy paste after the kernel selection. I'm going to paste our data. We have columns like date, product, units sold and revenue, both numeric, non-numeric and date values inside our data. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create sales data frame and I will use pandas data frame and I will call the data. So this is going to be our data frame for this interview exercise. I'm going to ask questions based off this data frame and I'm going to answer them. So we can start with the first question. Question 1. What is the total revenue for each product? So for finding that, we can just say total revenue per product. And it's going to be sales data frame that group by product, and then we are going to say revenue, and we will use that sum after that. So we can just call total revenue per product, and here it is. This code groups the data set by the product column and calculates the sum of revenue for each product. Question number 2. What is the average units sold per day? So I'm going to say average units per day, and it's going to be sales data frame units sold, and we will say dot mean. So for seeing what we got, I'm just going to call the average units per day and it's 35.83. Great. So this code calculates the mean of the units sold column, giving us the average units sold per day because we have only one transaction per day. Great. So now we can move on to our third question. Which product had the highest revenue on a specific day? Let's say like, I'm not sure. We don't need to specify the date because all dates are different. So we can just say product highest revenue, and it's going to be something like sales data frame dot location, and then we will say sales data frame revenue column of this. And we will get the index maximum, and we are going to say product after that, and I'm just going to call the product highest revenue and its jacket. This code finds the row with the maximum revenue and extracts the corresponding product. Great. Question number 4. What is the total revenue for each day? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say something like total revenue per day, and it's going to be sales data frame dot group by. Now we are going to group our data by date, and we are going to take the sum of the revenue like this. And after that I'm just going to call total revenue per day, and we can see the values we have. Great. So this code groups the data set by the date column and calculates the total revenue for each day. Great. Question number 5. Which product has the highest average revenue? So for that I'm going to say highest average revenue product, and it's going to be sales data frame dot group by. We are going to group our data frame by product, and we will get the values of revenue, and we will use dot mean. At the end we are going to use index maximum like this. After that I'm just going to call highest average revenue product and its dress. Great. This code calculates the average revenue for each product and identifies the one with the highest average. Great. Question number 6. What is the percentage contribution of each product to the total revenue? So for that we will say something like percentage contribution, and it's going to be like sales data frame dot group by. We will say we are going to group by product, and we will take the sum of the revenue. And what we are going to do is we are going to divide it by sales data frame revenue dot sum. And for getting the percentage at the end, we are going to multiply this with 100. So when we call the actually there's an error. Let me quickly check. It's revenue. And when we call this percentage contribution, we are going to see the percentage contributions in here. Also, this is in the Pandas series format. You can just use reset index for getting it in data frame like this. Great. So this code calculates the percentage contribution of each product's revenue to the total revenue. Question number 7. Which day had the highest total units sold? So for that I'm going to say day highest units sold, and it's going to be sales data frame dot location, and we will use sales data frame again, units sold, and I'm going to call index maximum like this, and then I'm going to take the date from here. Like when I call day highest units sold, we will see that it's 2024-0101. Let me quickly check the data frame for just checking it, and it's 50. This is the leader. Great. So this code finds the row with the maximum units sold and extracts the corresponding data. Question number 8. What is the cumulative sum of revenue for each product over time? So for that I'm going to say cumulative revenue per product, and I'm going to say sales data frame group by, we will group by product, and we will take the values of revenue, and we will use cumulative sum, and I'm just going to call the cumulative revenue per product, and we can see our values. Great. This code calculates the cumulative sum of revenue for each product over time. Question number 9. Which product had the lowest average revenue? So let's create something like lowest average revenue product, and it's going to be sales data frame dot group by, we are going to group by product, and we will take the values of revenue, and we will use dot mean after that, and at the end we will say index minimum this time. So we can just call lowest average revenue product, and it's pants. Great. This code identifies a product with the lowest average revenue. Question number 10. What is the month-wise total revenue? So for that we actually have 1 month in our dataset, but think it like a big database, so let's just answer this like sales data frame, and we will say month, then we are going to say pandas to date time, and we will say sales data frame date, and we will use date time dot month, and after that with creating this, actually there's a problem, let me quickly check. So we can just say firstly sales data frame date is going to be pandas to date time sales data frame date. So after that I'm just going to call that, so when we call the sales data frame, now it's going to work smoothly like this, and then I'm going to say, actually I can't understand why it returns a value like this. I'm just going to code again, I'm going to make real run all, and what we can do is, since we only have the first month, let's solve it something like, we can just say delete this, and we can just delete this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to say month, and it's going to be January since we only have one value. So after setting that, we are going to see that we have the January in here, and with that we can just say like month-wise total revenue, and it's going to be sales data frame dot group by, we are going to group by month, and we will take the values of revenue, and we will use the dot sum after that. So we can just call month-wise total revenue, and we can see we have the January in here. Since we don't have anything else like the second month, something like that, I'm not doing anything like that, but if we had, what we can do is we can just extract these values, and then we can just use something like map, and we can say to February and vice versa like this. Great. So question 11. What is the correlation between units sold and revenue? So let's call our data frame again. We will say correlation units and revenue. It's going to be like sales data frame units sold, we will use correlation sales data frame revenue like this, and let's call the correlation units revenue. It's 0.55. So our code calculates the correlation between units sold and revenue, indicating their relationship. Question 12. Which product had the highest increase in units sold from the previous day? So for that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say sales data frame units sold change, and it's going to be something like sales data frame units sold, and we will use the difference like this. I'm just going to call the sales data frame. We can see the units sold change in here. It's an A because there's no units sold before this, and then we are going to say product highest increase, and it's going to be something like sales data frame. We will use index location. We will say sales data frame units sold change, and we will use index maximum like this, and we will take the product of this. And I'm just going to, actually there is a value error. Let me quickly check why it is. We need to use location, not index location, and now it's going to work smoothly. I'm just going to call product highest increase, and it's this. Great. Thanks for watching the video. I'm sharing 2 or 3 new videos every week about data science and Python programming. You can subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. I have a playlist named Interview Exercises where I have more than 10 interview exercises with their solutions on that playlist. You can just reach to that playlist from the cards or the description of this video. See you in the next video. Have a great day.